Archangel Michael says, 20 minutes left, I order you to open this right now, you are going to hear some surprising news coming today, all because of your last open, immediately. This moment may seem ordinary to others, but for you, it carries a divine purpose. The fact that you're here, reading these words, is no coincidence. Heaven has been whispering your name, and this very moment is covered in a holy light. Something sacred is reaching for your heart right now. You might not feel ready, you might feel tired or worn, but the Lord has not taken His eyes off you. He is closer than you think. As you read this, you are being surrounded by the love of God that moves like quiet rivers through every corner of your life, gently awakening faith again. Nothing you've been through will be wasted. Nothing you've lost is beyond His power to restore. What seems impossible to man is never out of reach for God. This is not just another message, this is a divine invitation. Type 777 if you believe. Archangel Michael watches over you with grace, not because you're perfect, but because you are chosen. Not chosen for riches or fame, but chosen for love, for mercy, for redemption. You may have fallen. You may have wept when no one saw. But none of that has separated you from the hand of God. He never left. In every lonely night, in every trembling prayer, in every moment you thought you wouldn't make it, He was already working things out in the background. He heard you before the words were even formed on your tongue. He saw you before the tears fell. He knows what's coming, and He is preparing you not just to survive it, but to rise through it, renewed and unshaken. There's something you need to know, something heaven is trying to make you understand. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time in the eyes of the One who made time. This delay you feel, this silence you sense, is not rejection. It is protection. It is preparation. You are being set up for a miracle that only God could write. It will be in His timing, not yours, but when it comes, it will make sense of all the waiting, all the aching, all the nights you wanted to give up but didn't. Don't stop walking just because you feel weary. You are closer now than you have ever been. This world can be cold. People may not always see your heart. Some may misunderstand your kindness, mock your faith, or even betray your trust. But don't let that harden you. Don't let their blindness become your burden. Keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. He was rejected too. He was doubted too. But He never gave up on the ones He came to save. He walked through suffering so we could walk in freedom. He was broken so we could be made whole. You are a living testimony, not of how perfect your path has been, but of how faithful God has been to walk beside you every step of the way. Type 1111 if you trust in God. Sometimes, God hides His greatest miracles in seasons that look like defeat. That's because He doesn't just want to change your circumstances. He wants to strengthen your spirit. He wants to build something in you that will not crumble the next time the storm hits. He doesn't want you to rely on your own strength. He wants you to lean into Him, to fall into grace, to remember that you are not carrying all of this on your own. You never were. The battle is not yours. It belongs to the Lord. And He has never lost. What if you discovered a tiny, walnut-sized brain region holds the secret to endless wealth and success. Recently uncovered by groundbreaking research and once buried in classified files, this frequency is now available to anyone ready to listen. Imagine replacing worry and struggle with a life of financial ease and freedom. Interested? Click the link in video description and comments below to unleash this hidden brain wave and start attracting wealth right now. You have been guided to this message for a reason, and if you turn away, the chance may not return. This is your time to step in. So take a deep breath. Let go of the fear that keeps repeating what could go wrong. Release the pressure to fix everything at once. This is your reminder that God is not just watching your life from a distance. He is here. He is present. He is working even now. His Spirit is resting over your home, whispering peace where there's been chaos, bringing clarity where there's been confusion, and pouring healing into the broken cracks of your soul. You are not too damaged. You are not too far gone. You are His, and that will never change. When Jesus walked this earth, He spent time with the forgotten. He knelt beside the broken. He spoke life to the dead places and made them breathe again. That same power is alive today. It hasn't run out. It hasn't dimmed. You are not just reading a story, you are living inside one, and the author is still writing. Your chapter isn't over. The page is turning, and what's coming next will be full of light. Full of restoration. Full of God's fingerprints. There is still hope for you. Still blessings for you. Still beauty for you. No matter how long it has felt like winter, spring is coming. It is already on the way. You are not too late. You are not empty. The Spirit of God is awakening something in you that no man can touch and no enemy can destroy. Let that hope rise like the morning sun. Let it burn away the lies that say you're not enough. You are more than enough in the hands of your Savior. Hold on to that. Even if it's just a whisper of belief. Even if all you have left is a small spark. That is more than enough for God to breathe on. He can do more with your surrender than you could ever do with your strength. This is your time. This is your moment. And heaven is rejoicing because you didn't quit. You're still here. You're still choosing faith. You are being carried, even when you don't feel it. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Something beautiful is being born out of everything you thought was breaking you. There is something very important unfolding right now in the unseen. It's quiet, but it's powerful. It might not be loud like thunder or bright like lightning, but it is happening within you. God is moving in your life in ways that your eyes haven't noticed yet, but your spirit is already starting to feel it. Every tear you've cried, every quiet prayer whispered into the stillness, every moment where you stood firm even though your heart was breaking, none of it has been ignored. Heaven has held all of it in gentle hands, and now the shift is beginning. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to God. You have been seen from the very beginning, and what you thought was silence has actually been preparation. Type 222 to receive peace in the waiting. There are times in life when the weight becomes so heavy that even breathing feels like effort. You smile through the pain, carry your responsibilities, and tell yourself to be strong, but inside you're just hoping something will finally give. You've walked through days where you had no answers and nights where your thoughts wouldn't let you sleep. But through it all, the presence of Jesus has never left your side. He walked the entire road with you, through the uncertainty, through the fear, through the questions you couldn't say out loud. And now, He is bringing you into a new beginning, not because you earned it, but because He loves you that much. There's no need to understand everything right now. You don't have to have the full picture to keep walking. Trust doesn't require all the answers, it just requires your heart to stay open. And the fact that you're still here, still reading, still hoping, is proof that your heart has not given up. That is a beautiful thing. That is something that God honors. He delights in those who keep believing even when they've been bruised. He pours out favor on those who stand with shaky legs but a determined soul. And He is doing that for you right now. Sometimes, the most powerful move of God doesn't come in the form of a miracle that everyone can see. Sometimes, it comes in the soft whisper of peace that settles in your chest when you were sure you would fall apart. Sometimes, it comes in the way your eyes open again after crying all night and you somehow still feel strength to get up. That's not just your will. That's the Spirit of God living within you, holding you, guiding you, promising you that you are never alone. This journey hasn't been easy. There have been moments you've questioned why God allowed certain things to happen, why some doors never opened, why some people walked away, why certain prayers weren't answered the way you hoped. But what you haven't always seen is what God was doing in the background. He was removing what would have harmed you. He was shifting your path to protect you from things that looked good but would have crushed your spirit. He was pruning you, not punishing you. And now, the fruit is coming. The breakthrough is coming. The healing is coming. He has not forgotten what He promised you. Type 555 if you believe something good is coming. Jesus didn't come for perfect people. He came for those who knew they couldn't make it without Him. He came for the ones who were lost, the ones who were tired, the ones who had nothing left to offer but their brokenness. And even in your most shattered moments, you are exactly the kind of person He calls close. His love isn't based on your performance. His grace isn't measured by your achievements. He simply loves you because you are His. You are His child. You are His delight. And He wants you to know that He isn't disappointed in your weakness. He wants to lift you in it. Let your heart soften. Let the walls you've built to protect yourself begin to come down. You don't have to carry everything on your own anymore. You don't have to be strong every minute of the day. Jesus is strong for you. His shoulders are wide enough for your burdens. His heart is big enough for your sorrow. And His hands are gentle enough to mend what you thought was unfixable. He can do more in one moment of surrender than you can do in a lifetime of striving. The world may never fully understand the depth of what you've walked through, but Jesus does. He understands every silent cry, every deep ache, every dream that died before it could take flight. And He is not finished. There are still promises with your name on them. There is still beauty waiting to unfold. There is still purpose in every breath you take. Don't let the past define what comes next. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be for what God is getting ready to do. What you lost will not be the end of your story. What you thought was the final chapter was just a pause. The pen is still in God's hand, and He is writing something new, something beautiful, something redemptive, something full of life. The pain may have lasted for a season, but joy is being restored. Not just happiness that fades, but deep joy that stays rooted even when storms come. So take this moment and breathe. Let this be your reminder that God is not done. He is never late. He is always working, always loving, always reaching. There is a peace that surpasses understanding waiting for you when you rest in His presence. There is a quiet strength that grows when you trust in His timing. And there is a holy fire that burns in your spirit when you remember who walks beside you. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being rebuilt, reshaped, renewed. This isn't the end. This is the turning point. Let your spirit lift, even if your heart is still healing. Let hope rise, even if the answers haven't come yet. Let love in, even if you've been hurt before. God is here. Right now. And He is whispering, I'm not done with you. There is more. So much more. What if I told you financial freedom is not about working harder, but activating a dormant brain signal designed to draw abundance directly to you? Neuroscience proves this sound wave unlocks prosperity faster than any method known before. From unexpected cash to life-changing success, it's already helping thousands. Imagine looking back tomorrow wishing you had acted today. Do not let regret replace the miracle that is calling you right now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on the ancient money wave and create the life you've always dreamed of today. The world may not always understand how you hold your head high after all you've been through. They might not know about the silent prayers you've whispered in the dark, or the strength it took to get out of bed on the days when everything inside you felt heavy. But heaven knows. God has seen every step of your journey, even the ones you thought no one noticed. And He is not silent about it. He is not far off in the distance. He is moving with you, surrounding you with angels, and preparing something good for you even now, in this very hour. Type 1212 if you walk by faith and not by sight. There's a peace that comes not from the absence of storms, but from knowing who stands beside you in the middle of them. That peace is a gift from God, and it never leaves, even when the winds howl and the waves rise. You may feel like you've been walking through the fire, but you haven't been alone. Like the fourth man in the furnace, Jesus has walked with you through everything that tried to destroy you. And not only has He kept you alive through it, He's preparing to bring you out of it stronger, brighter, and more full of life than ever before. The pain didn't come to stay. The trial didn't come to define you. It came to shape you, to teach you to trust deeper, to stretch your faith in ways that nothing else could. And even though it felt like breaking, it was actually making space for something better. God does not waste suffering. He uses it like a potter uses clay, pressing and turning, shaping and softening, until something beautiful begins to emerge. That is what He's doing with your story. Every shattered piece is being gathered with love. Every broken place is being filled with light. You haven't been overlooked. You haven't been forgotten. You haven't missed your moment. The doors that didn't open weren't rejections, they were redirections. You are being led somewhere far greater than where you've been. God has gone before you. He has already stepped into your tomorrow, and He is preparing a way where there was no way. Even when your prayers feel small and your faith feels worn, His power remains the same. He does not grow tired. He does not change. He does not break His promises. What He said, He will do. And what He's doing, He will finish. When you chose to hold on, when you refused to give up, even though your heart was weary, that moved heaven. That mattered. Faith doesn't always look like shouting on mountaintops. Sometimes, it looks like whispering, "I believe," through tears. Sometimes, it looks like standing still when everything in you wants to run away. And those moments are sacred. They are seen. They are honored by God in ways deeper than we can understand. He rewards faith, not perfection. He lifts the lowly. He restores the broken-hearted. And He's doing that for you, right now. Type 777 if you trust God's timing more than your own. This season you're walking through, it won't last forever. It's not meant to. There's an end to this chapter and a beginning waiting to unfold. Even if everything looks the same on the outside, something is shifting inside. You're not the same person you were when this started. You've grown in silence. You've changed in the dark. And that growth will bring a harvest. The seeds you planted in faith, even the ones watered with tears, are going to bloom. God never forgets a seed planted in trust. He knows how to turn waiting into blessing. He knows how to turn sorrow into dancing. Your value is not based on what others say about you. It is not based on your achievements, your past, or your struggles. Your value comes from the one who made you. And He made you with intention. With care. With purpose. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to shrink yourself to fit what others expected. You were born to shine. To carry light. To love deeply, even when the world feels cold. You carry something holy within you, and no darkness can ever put it out. Jesus didn't come to make life easy, He came to give life meaning. He came to restore what was lost, to find what was broken, to love what others left behind. And that includes you. Whatever weight you're carrying today, you don't have to hold it alone. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to let go and let Him in. Let Him into the parts of you that feel too broken, too tired, too afraid. He is gentle with the places you try to hide. He is patient with the parts of you still learning how to heal. You may not feel strong, but you are standing. You may not feel full of faith, but you haven't let go. And that's what matters. Keep moving forward, even if all you can do is take one small step at a time. God is with you in every step. He's not waiting for you at the finish line, He's walking beside you now. Through every valley. Over every mountain. In every quiet, uncertain moment. He is there. And His plans for you are still good. Don't listen to the voice of fear. Don't let the enemy convince you that it's too late or that you've missed your chance. God is not done. He is just getting started. The peace you've been longing for, the healing you've been praying for, the joy you thought you'd never feel again, it's all still possible. With God, nothing is too broken to be restored. Nothing is too far gone to be revived. He is the God of resurrection. He is the God of new life. And that includes your life too. So breathe deep. Rest in His love. Lean into His presence. Let His Spirit hold you, even if you feel unsteady. Let His kindness speak louder than the lies. Let His mercy remind you that you are still chosen, still cherished, still being pursued by the One who created your soul. Your name is written on His heart. Your life is held in His hands. And your future is secure, no matter what the past has looked like. An ancient 9-word code, once reserved for high-level insiders, has been uncovered. It's simple, quick, and shockingly effective at drawing money and blessings into your life. Neuroscientists confirm it stimulates the brain's receiving center, an area dormant in most people. People everywhere are calling it the 30-second miracle. Click the link in the description and comments before the authorities remove it again. There is something sacred about the way God gently calls your heart when you feel like everything is falling apart. It's not loud, it's not forceful, but it is steady and full of love. Right now, in the quietness of this moment, the Lord is speaking to you. Not through thunder or shaking earth, but through stillness and peace that goes beyond understanding. His words are not to demand perfection from you, but to remind you that you are already loved, already seen, and already chosen, even with the pain you carry, even with the questions that still echo in your heart. He is reaching for you, not because you are strong, but because you are His. Type yes to affirm that you are ready for God's hand in your life. There were moments you felt like giving up, not because you were weak, but because the weight on your shoulders grew heavier than your words could describe. You've had to smile through tears, walk through days with a brave face while your heart quietly shattered, and continue to pray even when it felt like your prayers were floating in silence. But today, let this be your reminder that not one of those prayers went unheard. God has captured every single one, not to ignore them, but to answer them in ways far greater than your mind can imagine. You are not waiting for nothing. You are waiting for something that only God can do. The road hasn't been smooth. You've faced battles you never expected, disappointments that left you breathless, and seasons of delay that made you question whether God still had a plan for you. But even in that darkness, there was something still shining inside you, faith. It might have flickered at times, but it never went out. It's that very faith that heaven is honoring right now. You've continued when others walked away. You've trusted when everything in your world told you to quit. You've worshipped in your pain. And that kind of faith cannot go unnoticed by the heart of God. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to figure it all out today. You just need to lean into the truth that God is already working things out. Behind every delay, there is a purpose. Behind every closed door, there is protection. And even when it feels like nothing is happening, something is always happening in the Spirit. God is arranging people, aligning situations, and preparing a breakthrough so perfect, so tailored to your life, that it will make sense of every tear you've ever cried. You won't always see it right away, but that doesn't mean it's not real. Heaven doesn't work on human timelines. What feels late to us is still right on time for God. He hasn't forgotten your name, your prayers, or your purpose. Even now, He is speaking peace over the storms in your life, calming what you thought would destroy you. He's not in a hurry because He's never out of control. His plan for you is still alive, still active, and still unfolding with precision. And the best part is, He's doing it all out of love, deep, endless, unconditional love that doesn't depend on your perfection, but on His. Type 1919 to receive the blessings prepared for your life. There will come a moment, maybe when you least expect it, when everything will begin to change. The weight you've carried will lift, the confusion will clear, and you will feel something you haven't felt in a long time, relief. Not the temporary kind that comes and goes, but the kind that settles into your soul because you know that God truly stepped in. That moment is coming. It is being written into your days. And while you wait, your job isn't to have all the answers. Your job is to stay open to the one who holds them. Your strength hasn't come from how hard you've tried, it has come from how deeply you've surrendered. That's why you're still standing. That's why you're still breathing, still hoping, still praying. There's a resilience in you that didn't come from the world. It came from Jesus. He placed it in you when you thought you had nothing left. And even now, that strength is growing. Not because the battles are over, but because you've learned who fights for you. You've learned to stand not in your own might, but in the quiet power of God's promises. When Jesus walked among the broken, He never asked for credentials. He never looked for perfection. He simply looked for hearts. He didn't avoid the hurting, He ran to them. He didn't step over the desperate, He stopped for them. That same Savior is with you now. Not watching from afar, but kneeling beside you in your pain, lifting you when your legs are shaking, wrapping you in comfort when you don't have the words to pray. He understands your weakness. He embraces your humanity. And He promises never to leave you. You're not too much for Him. You're not too messy, too lost, or too broken. You are exactly the kind of person He came for. You are the one He loves without condition. And everything the enemy tried to use to break you, God will use to bless you. Everything that looked like defeat will be turned into testimony. Your story isn't just about survival. It's about transformation. It's about the miracle of being loved even in the middle of your darkest hour. Don't rush the process. Don't despise the waiting. And when the time comes, when His work in you is ready to be revealed, it won't just change your life, it'll touch the lives of those around you. Others will see His goodness through your healing. Others will find hope through your story. Because what He's doing in you is meant to overflow into the world around you. There will be joy again. Not forced, not fake, but real joy that rises up from deep within because you know that God came through. You will laugh without guilt. You will breathe without fear. You will walk into new seasons without dragging the pain of the old ones behind you. This is not the end for you. It's the beginning of something holy. Something sacred. Something beautiful. A hidden 9-word prayer rediscovered in a sealed government document is now changing everything for those who dare to use it. It activates your brain's forgotten abundance channel, helping you manifest prosperity in ways you've never seen before. The results: cleared debts, growing savings, sudden opportunities, speak for themselves. Don't wait until this vanishes. Click the link before it's erased from the internet. You didn't open this by mistake. Your spirit was led here, drawn not by coincidence, but by the loving hand of God. He knew what your heart needed before you even asked. He saw the hidden burdens, the ones you've carried quietly, without complaint. He knows how long you've waited for a sign, a breakthrough, or just a moment of peace that makes the struggle feel worth it. And now, through this message, He's reminding you that He has not stopped watching over you. You haven't been walking through all of this alone. Every step, every sigh, every weary night was cradled in His grace. Type 333 if you feel God's presence right now. This world can harden us. Disappointments pile up, dreams feel delayed, and slowly we begin to wonder if maybe we're just meant to survive rather than thrive. But God never created you to just barely make it through life. He didn't breathe His Spirit into you so that you would drown in fear, doubt, or exhaustion. He created you with a purpose. He formed you with gentle care, knowing that your journey would be unique. He placed treasures within your soul that can only be revealed in the most tender moments of surrender. And maybe that's why things have been so heavy lately. Maybe that's why you've felt pushed to the edge, because something deeper is being formed in you. Not just strength, but trust. Not just patience, but faith. God is not in a rush because what He's doing in you is eternal. He's not just answering a prayer, He's building a testimony. He's not just giving you blessings, He's preparing you to carry them. And when that moment arrives, you'll realize that the season that felt like breaking was actually the place where you were made whole. You have not been forgotten. It may have felt like heaven went silent, but silence is not absence. God has been closer than your breath. In your loneliest nights, He was there. When you whispered prayers you weren't sure anyone heard, He was listening. And every time you chose to believe even without a sign, the heavens rejoiced. Because faith like yours moves mountains. Faith like yours invites miracles. And now, the reward for that faith is approaching. Type 666 if you trust Jesus through every storm. There's a table being prepared for you. You can't see it yet, but it's real. God is arranging things in ways that will leave you in awe. People will ask how it happened. They'll wonder how you came through so much and still found joy, still found hope, still found peace. And your answer will be simple: Jesus. Because when He steps into your life, He doesn't just change the situation, He changes you. He doesn't just remove the pain, He redeems it. He doesn't just take away the fear, He replaces it with unshakable confidence in His love. You're not waiting for a miracle to come from the outside. The miracle is already beginning inside you. The healing, the growth, the restoration, it all starts from within. The more you lean on God, the more you realize that He is not just the answer to your needs, He is the desire of your heart. Everything you've been searching for, peace, love, security, purpose, it's found in Him. And once you taste that kind of fulfillment, you'll never chase after empty things again. Let your heart be still. You don't have to prove anything to God. You don't have to perform, pretend, or perfect yourself to be worthy of His love. He already knows your flaws. He already sees your wounds. And He chooses you anyway. Again and again. His mercy is not just enough, it's overwhelming. It washes over your regrets and turns them into grace. It takes the ashes of your past and transforms them into beauty. It restores what you thought was too far gone. You are not disqualified because of what you've been through. In fact, what you've endured is part of your calling. The pain you survived has given you compassion. The losses you've faced have made you gentle. The struggles have deepened your understanding of what it means to truly rely on God. And that wisdom, that softness, that endurance, it's valuable. It's rare. And it's exactly what the world needs. Your life still holds so much beauty. Don't let the hard chapters convince you that the story is over. God is not finished with you. Not even close. There are people you haven't met yet who will be touched by your words, your prayers, your courage. There are places you haven't gone yet that are waiting for your presence. There are blessings with your name on them that no one else can take. And all of it is coming, not because you chased it, but because you trusted the one who holds it. There is a future filled with joy waiting for you. Joy that isn't based on your circumstances, but rooted in truth. The truth that you are deeply loved by the Creator of the universe. That your soul was designed to flourish. That your heart was made for connection, for hope, for laughter. So let today be the day you start breathing differently. Not out of fear or pressure, but from a place of peace. Let yourself rest in the arms of a God who isn't asking you to be perfect, only present. Let yourself be loved, just as you are, in the middle of the mess. Because that's where Jesus meets us. Not at the end of our journey, but right in the middle, where it hurts the most, where hope feels fragile, and where grace becomes real. He's not waiting for you to figure it all out. He's simply asking you to take His hand. To trust that He's guiding you. To believe that better is not just possible, it's promised. You may have felt delayed, but you are not denied. What's meant for you is still yours, and no force on earth can take away what heaven has ordained for your life. What if everything you've been chasing, wealth, freedom, success, could be drawn to you automatically, simply by unlocking a secret brain wave hidden inside you? Once classified by intelligence agencies, this discovery is now available to the public, and it's changing lives instantly. Picture yourself debt-free, stress-free, and thriving. The window is open, but not forever, and every second you wait is wealth slipping from your hands, so grasp it now. Click the link in video description and comments below to awaken this money magnet frequency and watch abundance flow into your life today. If you've ever sat alone in the quiet, wondering if God truly hears you, wondering if He still has something good in store for your life, then let this be the moment that reminds you just how deeply loved you are. The things you've walked through weren't just passing shadows. They were the places where God was shaping you, even when it didn't feel like it. Every setback, every unanswered question, every painful silence, it all became a part of the sacred journey that brought you here. And now, heaven is whispering that the wait hasn't been wasted. Type 444 if you believe your story is still being written by God. There's something holy rising up from the places you once thought were ruined. God is turning sorrow into songs. He's exchanging your confusion for clarity, and your fear for courage. You may not recognize it yet, but you're walking into a season that's been crafted just for you. It's not going to look like what you imagined, and it won't follow the timeline you planned. But it will be full of God's fingerprints. You'll see Him in the unexpected blessings, in the quiet reassurances, and in the people who show up with kindness when you least expect it. That's how God works. He moves through love. And He's pouring that love over you right now. The storms that once threatened to tear you apart have actually prepared you to stand stronger. You've faced disappointment and discouragement, but you didn't lose your ability to hope. You felt the sting of rejection, but it didn't steal your compassion. These are signs of God's Spirit alive in you. You haven't just survived, you've grown, matured, deepened. Your roots have pushed down into faith that isn't based on what you see, but on who you know God to be. And that kind of faith? It's unshakable. You don't have to hide the parts of your journey that were painful or messy. God isn't ashamed of the broken chapters. He's the author who includes every line, every struggle, every moment of doubt, and He still calls the story good. Because through it all, you stayed connected to Him. You may have fallen, but you got up. You may have questioned, but you kept praying. You may have cried, but you never stopped believing that something better was possible. That is what it means to walk by faith. That is what heaven celebrates. Your life has value not because of what you've accomplished, but because of who created you. God designed you with such care, such thoughtfulness, and He placed you here for this time, in this season, for a reason. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not too late. You are chosen, loved, and completely known by the One who formed the stars and still finds joy in the sound of your voice. Type 2020 to claim miracles are coming to your life. You've been faithful with little. You've held on when it would have been easier to let go. You've honored God in the waiting, even when it broke your heart. And now, like the gentle unfolding of dawn after a long night, your season is shifting. This is the moment where the roots you built in the dark begin to produce fruit in the light. Not overnight, and not all at once, but steadily, faithfully, beautifully. You will begin to see it. The peace. The healing. The open doors that no man can shut. And you'll know, deep in your spirit, that it was always God, working all things for your good. Not everything will make sense, but everything will serve a purpose. That relationship that didn't last, that opportunity that slipped through your fingers, that path you thought was yours but wasn't, it's all been used by God to protect you, guide you, and bring you closer to His heart. Sometimes, what we lose is the very thing that allows us to find what truly matters. And sometimes, the greatest blessings come wrapped in detours. You're learning to trust not because life is easy, but because you've seen what happens when you put your life in God's hands. You've watched Him carry you through things you didn't think you'd survive. You've experienced grace that showed up when you deserved judgment. You felt love that held you together when you thought you'd fall apart. That's the evidence of His hand on your life. It's not always loud, but it's always faithful. Amen.